Hello, everyone. We are live. We are ready for session 8 of Curse of Strahd today. Welcome in everyone from all the people's communities we have here. We got a bunch of lovely players here, a bunch of lovely people just lurking and hanging out. Appreciate all of you. As per usual, I am your host and DM of our Curse of Strahd campaign, Tilted Gaming. I am going to have a lot of fun with our players tonight, I have a feeling. But before I get into introducing everyone, let me give a quick, just a little quick overview of what has been happening, at least for the last session. Because the session, we did have a little bit of a shorter session simply because there wasn't time to go to the next thing. But essentially, what happened last time was that the party had basically made their way out towards the edge of Strahd's castle, but were assailed by several young red dragon wyrmlings. They were able to deal with that, albeit very close. I think some of them were on death's door at several points. And then they proceeded to have a quick rest before heading out the door and meeting up with a couple of zombies and the Chamberlain of Strahd. And they had a little bit of a kerfuffle with each other there just to entertain Strahd before they eventually were let go. The horse was returned to them, and even though they had about a 3 to 4 hour trek back over to Barovia, they didn't have to worry about things actively chasing them, at least at that point. Before they were able to make it back, they were messaged by what Jeer, which is Shadow Mage's character, would believe is the bird-like creature that was at Strahd's side. They were given directions and information about a certain tavern in Vallaki that could help them. The Blue Light Tavern, I believe, is the name. I'd have to double check, but I believe that is the name right off the cuff. Along the way, they were also given access to a pendant that they could use to find hidden caches that this ally has set up for them. And within the first cache they found, they were given, obviously, those directions, information, and a couple of decent consumables. They got a scroll of Revivify, some healing potions, and some necrotic resistance elixirs, which is great. But then they made their way back, and before they could set off to Vallaki, obviously they were a bit tired, needed to do a long rest. They leveled up to level 4. Ismark really also needed a rest because he was kind of dazed from the whole experience. And so now we're at tonight, where they're going to be setting off first thing in the morning to Vallaki. But I think with that, let me go ahead and switch scenes and let me introduce all the wonderful players. So let me do just that. Boom. And boom. I believe we're good. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh-oh, the D&D Discord, the Discord stuff isn't showing. Why is that?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, your guys' pictures aren't showing on here.
What?
Why
Oh
not?
no. Do you need to
I guess I need to refresh the link.
refresh?
Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out if I am allowed to somehow configure 2024 spells on these character sheets.
I broke it.
That's my problem currently.
Well, don't worry, I've already got another problem that I'm dealing with, so you got some time.
I'm gonna try to leave and rejoin, see if I pop back in. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember where that is in the settings that I could just have the link, because maybe I just need to refresh the link.
Oh, properties. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry about this, folks. I really thought this wasn't going to be an issue today. But while we're waiting, I should allow the players to go ahead and introduce themselves. So I guess we'll go by the list that's showing in the text for each of their names. So starting from the leftmost side, Smokey Ruby, please go and introduce your character. A couple of things about said character and anything else you'd like to bring up.
Yeah, hi. My name is Smokey Ruby. I am playing as Celeste Misty Moss, who is a fairy and a circle of dreams druid. And she is a little bit out of her element here, given how spooky everything is, but she's making everything work so far, and she has some new interesting spells now that we've all leveled up, and so that'll be fun. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much there, Smokey Ruby. Let's go on to the next person on the list. It's Barrymore. Please introduce your character, a little bit about them, and anything else you'd like to bring up.
Hi, it's Barrymore. I'm playing as Ma, the Tabaxi astral, what's it? Ancestral, not astral. Ancestral guardian. He's a barbarian.
Please take your time. This is helpful.
Oh, okay. Yap? Wait, yap? I mean, I can do that.
We'll get to that eventually too, I'm sure, but that's
we'll
fine.
Get to yapping. Yeah, so he's a Tabaxi, so he's a cat guy. He's a barbarian. He's going to be going with Ancestral Guardian, which basically helps him have kind of tank mechanics. He's very much about protection. He was unable to do so when he was much younger. He was taken along with his people into the Underdark. He was the sole survivor, and he had to live off the land in there for about several decades. Now he's here in this group. This is, though not exactly the most pleasant, this is kind of what he was used to for the longest time, so this is kind of what it is. But going along the lines of protecting, as Smokey Ruby just said, we just leveled up, and he's going along the lines of going even more defensive, but having a little bit more bite behind him, so that maybe then, and even more so, telling the enemies, you really want to focus me. I'm the threat.
He is the threat. He is the damage.
We'll see, but...
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Barry. Next, we'll move on to Mayor Emmy. Please go ahead and introduce your character, a little bit about yourself, and anything else you'd like to bring up.
Hi, it's me, the mayor. I'm Mayor Emmy, and in this session, my character's nickname is Ember. Solara Dawnbreaker is her real name, but no one calls her. Yeah, so we just leveled up. I am super excited that I have the feat mobile now. That's super cool. I can get in there and poke the enemies, and they can't really do anything about it. Yeah, I also used my first Sunbolt last session. That was pretty cool. I'm on my way to being a Super Saiyan, and I love it. You love to see it. Pretty soon I'll be flying all around and throwing punches, and it'll be great.
Hell yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much. Now, Mixandrius, please go ahead and introduce yourself, your character, and anything else you'd like to bring up.
Hello, I'm Mix. My character in this campaign is Goose. Duck Goose.
Excellent.
And I'm a Kenku cleric, grave cleric. And yeah, I stream on Twitch. The DBDs. I've recently started playing Resident Evil, and I just got finished with the first part of Resident Evil 2. So I'll be doing that tomorrow for the second part. But yeah, I'm having a good time here, and I'm enjoying the company.
Success?
Yes.
Success!
Success!
I did it!
WU!
Yeah.
Let's go.
We gotta show off Emmy's work here. It feels so bad to have it go to waste. Alright, let me just make sure that it's lined up. I think it's slightly off-center, but honestly, it could be way worse. So I think we will live with this. Alright, so thank you very much, Mixandrius. Now let's go and move on to the last member of our party here. Mr. Shadowed Mage, please go and introduce yourself, your character, and anything else you'd like to bring up.
Hi, my name is Shadowed Mage. I do the streaming thing here on Twitch sometimes, usually playing like puzzle games, adventure games, RPGs, that kind of fun stuff. And my character in this campaign is Gerard Var Istes Kadesh.
I honestly did spell it or pronounce it yesterday, and I thought I did a pretty good job, so maybe I'm not as bad at this as I thought.
But he'll just go by Jeer because that's easier to say.
But
And
Gerard.
um, he is an Asamar Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Awesome.
And he has made it his mission to defeat Strahd, but he is also absolutely terrified of Strahd after having actually met him.
Yeah. He's a guy. He's just a swell gentleman, one might say. All right. Well, thank you and welcome all my wonderful players here, and welcome to all of you here viewing right now. Let's go ahead and go right into what we were doing last. So, you guys had just finished your long rest. Ismark is now conscious and not like out of it because he would have really been helpful for those fights. But you guys had a bit of a problem in the fact that Ismark was supposed to go ahead and arrange for the carriage and the horses for you guys to travel over to Vallaki. But luckily for you guys, you had the wherewithal, or just, sheer amusement of the situation, to purchase your own draft horse. So, you found the horse, and luckily there is an old carriage that they have available in the estate that you guys could make use of to go and make your way over to Vallaki. So, with that, Ismark goes and turns to you folks, and obviously you guys probably had a little bit of a breakfast, rested a bit, and then you're about to set out now. It's probably somewhere around 7 or 8 in the morning. Can't say the exact time, but it's early enough that you guys could get out of here, and it should be still partially sunlight out, even through all the fog and clouds in the air. But yeah, he turns to you all and he's like, "Are you all ready to make the travel to Vallaki?"
No time
I'm
like
ready.
the present.
Yes.
All right, it's not a short trip, mind you, but we should be able to take maximum advantage of the daylight here. Hopefully we won't have too many encounters and we can enter into the fortress city relatively unscathed. But there's always a chance, so be on guard. And then he turns to Ivory and he's like, "Dear sister, I know you would want to help the adventurers, but if there is a situation that becomes out of hand, you must hide yourself. Strahd clearly wants you, and he's not going to let you get away as easily as we'd want." She just kind of nods and follows behind you guys as you head out the door. All right, so let's go over to the main map. Let me make sure that the camera is centered right here. Oh, hold on. It's not updated yet on my
It's a
side.
big map.
It is a big map. Let me get it situated to...
Ray shower! I see her!
Yeah, let me just center that real quick for you all. So, for the fact that I didn't want you guys to have to deal with the nonsense of navigating several of your tokens through the map, I have designated our resident draft horse Rice Shower here to be your guys' map token. So, you guys have the map in front of you. If you'd like, you can take a moment to look through the map, and the obvious trail towards Vallaki does have a bit of a winding path, but your end result, you want to be over in this location here. I will actually go ahead and shift the map over so you guys can see exactly where that is.
Okay.
And you guys are currently right on the outskirts of Barovia. So, for the most part, I'm going to assume that you guys are going to travel as if normal across the road until there's forks in the road, and at that point I'll let you guys decide what you want to do. Okay?
Ooh. Okay.
Alright. So, first and foremost, let me figure this out, because there is mileage here. I have to account for this. Okay, so to get over to the first crossroad, funnily enough, it is roughly 3 miles, which is about an hour's worth of travel. So we'll say, first and foremost, I do have to make a couple of rolls here, so don't mind me. Alright, so while you are making the way across, you are luckily able to avoid for the first leg of the journey with no interruptions whatsoever. Nothing has come to assail you. It seems coming in the morning has saved you from any immediate threats. But you have come across a fork in the road. One path that leads up or down and around a hill and through a forest path. The other leads back through the Seer Forest encampment that you guys originally were at for Madame Eva's camp, but you don't know if that's still being occupied or if it's already been vacated. So, the obvious path here is more straightforward, but with proximity to the water, there's a higher chance of monsters possibly approaching. So, I'll leave you guys to decide what you want to do here.
The water has a higher chance?
Yes, going along the water's edge, because there's, it's a water source. Animals and such will flock to there to drink and, find food and various other things, so it's a little bit more hectic.
But, Ma, didn't we say that we would bring Rice Shower back to greet them? Like the guy could still see Rice Shower again?
We did say this. They did love that horse too. We love her and they love her. Why we should say hi.
I think so too. I'm in agreement.
Yes.
Alright. Anyone else had an opinion? You're all good with that.
I'm good with.
That sounds good.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys want to take a quick stop if they are available there over at the encampment.
Yes.
Okay, so let me do a couple more things here. So, you guys do make your way over to the encampment, and luckily, as you continue to progress there, once again, luck is on your side, and you are not accosted by any creatures of the night or any animals that are seeking food. And you're able to make your way over to the Seer Forest encampment. You do notice that there is a couple of carriages still left behind, but the amount is significantly less overall. There's one or two Vistani kind of packing up camp and getting ready to head out to regroup with the caravan. But they were just cleaning up and getting things sorted. So you do realize that one of the people is the person that you did, in fact, buy Rice Shower from.
Let's go over there and show them that Rice Shower is in good hands.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys are approaching.
Yes.
Okay. So as you continue to get closer and closer, the Vistani, at first, obviously, it's not a well journeyed area that it comes through here. So he wasn't expecting people to be coming through, but after he sees the horse, a flicker of recognition goes across his face. He's like, oh, the group of adventurers that bought my horse. How is the old girl doing?
She's doing well.
Look upon her. How amazing she is.
We've braided
Yes.
her hair.
Oh, you have? Excellent. And he goes ahead and pulls a carrot out of one of his little supply packs and hands one over. Gives her a pet on the side of the head, and it's like, you be good to these people, just like you've been for us, good girl. He goes and gives her a pat, and turns to you and it's like, so what are you all doing out here, if I may ask? It's I know it's the middle of the day, so there's not much to worry about, but you're still out of the city and villages.
Um, let me see. So we're
Vlaki?
going to Valaki, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Um, I did actually want to ask you. We are heading to Valaki, and I wanted to ask if you had any recommendations or directions for our venture.
Velaki, well, for the most part, it's a relatively safe environment. I mean, if you don't mind having guards all around you at all times, I suppose. Um, they don't really tend to care for our kind. We've been turned away at their gates several times. So, my suggestion is that if you do talk to anyone at the front gate, don't mention your involvement with us at all. That probably will just have you kicked to the curbside. That would be my honest advice to you. I haven't really ventured far into there. There's a decent tavern, a church. I believe there's a couple of decent shops as well. But my information is very limited. Most of the time, I've only heard it from second-person perspectives, where I've been told from other of my patriots that were able to sneak in for a little bit.
I see. Thank you for this advice.
Is there any particular reason why you're going to Valaki, though? And he's kind of like, as he's asking the question, he's kind of just looking behind. He's kind of noticing that there is other people, but he can't actually make out the faces of people back there. He's just like curious because you seem like you have extra people with you this time around.
Well, you see, we are selling our work to work as mercenaries, and these good people have hired us.
Oh, my word. Okay, that makes sense. You're an escort then. Perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I don't really have much else to offer here. As you can see, the camp's pretty much stripped down to the bare minimum. I'm just about to head out myself with my friend here. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I do have a question, if you are willing.
If it's in my ability.
You travel this land pretty well, right?
That's the pride of us, Vistani. We tend to travel around as much as we can.
Very good. From this point where we currently stand, what would you suggest as the point to get to there? What will be the safer route to get there?
Well, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of routes you can truly take from here to get to Valaki. There's a couple of forks that you had already passed, obviously the one that you chose going up this way, but for the most part, it's a kind of a straight, he does in quotation marks, straight road to Valaki. It just kind of curves in and around the mountains and hillsides along with the forestry. So you just kind of follow the road, I suppose. The only thing I would suggest is there is a small fork in the road towards the west, and he kind of points in this direction. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but there is a small fork here that leads up to what seems to be some sort of tower or some other structure. It's like, that there's the old bone grinder. Heard nothing but bad things about that area, so I would suggest you stick clear of it. But other than that, I think you should be okay.
That's good information. Thank you very much.
I look at Jir.
Stop.
Sup?
Jira has just been Jira has just been like staring off into the distance, head empty.
Perfect.
Yes. Do you need my opinion on something?
Bone grinder.
Bone grinder.
Is that a mill?
It sounds like it.
Yes, it's the
Wasn't it the
old
pasty
mill.
pastries?
Oh, is this the thing that we have the deed for?
And
Oh.
he, like, deed. Oh, you have the deed to that place? Interesting.
We were on a mission in a house in the village of Barovia, and we came across the deed to an old windmill.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm no expert, but maybe I can look at the documentation and figure out if it's legitimate for that location.
Do we trust him to look at it?
They sold us a horse.
Fine by me!
We're very naive and trusting.
I'm also aware that I have ability to dash and also feline agility. I can cover about 200 feet in 6 seconds. Can he?
I'll hand it over.
Okay, as you actually pull it out, last you saw it seemed like it was in a pristine, like the whole paper was pristine. But now that you've actually pulled it out after the fact of leaving the house, it's still intact, but it's heavily weathered. Like, parts of the paper are starting to chip, and it looks like it could fall apart at the slightest, like, tug on it. But you hand it over, and he notices how fragile the piece of paper looks, and he's careful with it. He takes a look, and he pulls out a little monocle out of his like side pouch, and starts looking through it. And after a few moments of just reading through, it's like, oh, the documentation appears genuine. Do you have the accompanying will, perhaps? If that has any way that you could say that legally, perhaps you can settle there, but I'd definitely be very careful about going there right now. And then he goes in, hands you back the paper.
Okay.
And could you all okay, so Jir's actively talking, so everyone else give me an insight check. Or perception, whatever you prefer. Okay, nice start. Nice start to the night. We'll get him out of the way now. It's group checks. These are good. Okay, perfect. Barry balances it out. So
Not very insightful.
it's okay.
I know things.
All right, perfect. So yeah, between the rolls from both Mix and Barrymore, so Mix, you notice that based on the way he's talking and the way he's like kind of being grandiose and chatting with you, you can tell that he's, even though he's not trying to be like, I don't know the right word for it, like sketchy or anything like that, he's actively trying to keep your attention towards him. And Barry, with your perception of 22, you do notice that the friend of his is like trying to, he's not like approaching the wagon or trying to take anything from you per se, but you notice that he's like slowly moving along as he's putting stuff away. He's like getting slightly closer and closer to inspect the like inside of the carriage to see who's in there.
I walk up to him. Hi, friend. How are you doing? It's good to meet you. My name is Ma.
I sneak up to him and I honk in his ear. Honk!
He stumbles back, like, surprised all of a sudden that you guys are just approaching him, and he's like,
Oh, very sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
I'm sorry. I was just doing some of my work here. Apologies.
I lend out my hand to pick him up. Like, no problem, friend. Take my hand.
Oh, okay.
I think
Thank
we should
you.
be on our way. We shouldn't, you know, we should be on our way.
Yes, we'll let you pack up.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
He hands back the paper over to Jir. He's like, well, you all have a safe travels, and like I said, be wary of that mill, and be wary in general. You can never be too careful.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys head on out, and I will go ahead and say you get up to here. So let's go ahead and get you past the drawbridge here. It's not
Their
drawbridge.
names on the map now.
Yeah. Shadow's been adding stuff in to
Yeah.
clean up the map. I've seen him. He's just slowly changing the colors and stuff. This guy optimizing it all.
Well, I'm just like, I want to remember for myself where everything is.
Of course.
And like these are like locations that we've been to so far. And I'm
Yeah.
just about to put in, Castle Ravenloft.
Yes, that is coming up.
No.
I don't want to go back there.
No.
No.
So yeah, you guys go and continue on your venture. And let's see, for that trick of it, you were good. Yep, there's Castle Ravenloft as you're about to hit the fork in the road there. The fork to the right leads over to the lovely castle you guys just visited not too long ago. And you could see Ismark visibly shudder, as well as Irina kind of like covering herself. Like she's already cloaked and everything, but she's like actually trying to shield herself more because she just doesn't want to be reminded. But yeah, other than that, you were able to get to the crossroad unimpeded. Now, I feel like this is a stupid question to ask, but do you guys want to go over to the east or to the west?
We're gonna keep going towards Valaki.
A great decision. Great decision.
I don't think I'm like speaking out like, oh no, I want to go to Ravenloft, right, guys?
Nah.
Okay.
Is this here supposed to be the mill?
It is.
Do we want to go to the mill?
He was pretty adamant about not going there.
Well, you guys do reach the crossroads, and beforehand, let me just roll one more thing here. Okay, yeah, you guys have been pretty lucky. Nothing has decided to go ahead and bug you on the way. But
Do we go at a later date?
before you guys discuss that further, Goose, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
What can I do?
I know what Goose did.
Got a 20. Okay.
That worked.
So, Goose, as you guys are traveling and getting closer and closer to the old bone grinder mill,
I knew it.
you do get a smell that wafts into your nose. The smell of jams, honey, sweet goods. It's like going into a bakery. It smells so great. And you're very tempted. Like, your mind just kind of feels like, oh man, that would be great if I could go to a bakery right now. But you resist the urge to want to just go there without the rest of the party.
I need to lose my summer weight. I can't do it.
The smell of meat pies, perhaps?
There's also that in the background as well, but it's mostly of sweets and bakery smells. You know, like going into a fresh bakery, it's amazing, by the way. If anyone hasn't done it, I would highly recommend it. Just not this one.
Now I want baked goods.
But yes, you do have an option here. The old bone grinder is up the hill from you guys. And
We will.
Yep, go ahead, sorry.
I was wondering, we will be able to revisit it in the future, or is like, no, it's now or never?
There shouldn't be any particular reason why you can't revisit it.
Okay, good to know.
Like, nothing... It's a stationary building. I don't see
Get
why
up
it
and
would
leave.
just suddenly be gone.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so I'm gonna assume you guys, for the most part, are just good with moving on towards Valaki.
We have a bone to pick here, but I don't think it's right now.
This freaking guy!
I get good one, Ma.
Thank you. I worked really hard on that one.
Yes.
I consent to moving on, although I will insist that we come back at a later date.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Agreed.
Okay, so you go ahead and continue to travel on. Let me just make sure I'm doing this every so often. Okay, so we'll say you get to that bend there. And as you guys turn the corner here, you can see in the distance, it's still several miles off, but you can see like the like just at the top of the horizon, couple of like small, what you would assume be guard towers or something, that are just cresting over the horizon to signal that you are approaching Velaki. Still several miles out, but you're approaching.
Now that we're close, should we have a story on why we are here? Or no?
I think. Do we like turn to Ismark and Irina? So like, are you going to be welcomed in, or what do we have ahead of us?
Well, Ismark speaks up. He's like, well, we're obviously trying to seek refuge. It's a relatively well-fortified town. They have a church, as far as I understand, that has been given some sort of blessing that allows for rebuking undead in some way, shape, or form. So it seems like a good spot as any to go ahead and safeguard my sister. In terms of will we be welcome? It really depends. If they're against outsiders as much as that Vistani was saying, specifically with them, it's up in the air. They might do something at like a checkpoint before the town just to see if we're all good to enter the city, but other than that, I don't see why not.
Okay, so you don't have
So-
connections here, so we should have a story. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I do have the I do have rustic hospitality
Okay.
has a feature, so I don't actually know if that would help, but I can. I apparently with my has a fairy. I don't know how this is possible, but apparently I can fit in with common folk easily if needed, so that it
Okay.
could come in handy.
Yeah. Definitely possible.
Yeah.
All things could help.
But yeah, in terms of contacts, I've met the pastor that works the church a couple of times, but we're not acquaintances by any means, and
Okay.
his name slightly escapes me even to this day. It's been a while. I don't tend to leave my village that often, you know, being the son of the burgomaster. Can't really be away too often. But from what I can tell, they seem like there's some decent folk there. Hopefully.
Okay. Also, Ismark might be a good idea for us to get a little more centered on the map.
Ah, yeah. That would be a good idea, huh?
I got
Thank you so much there, Ma. I appreciate you going ahead and centering the map for us.
I did it.
What the fuck?
If you get all of the head pats.
Oh, thank you. I mean, thank you. It's a head patch. Come on. Anyways, I don't want to break my brother. Let's keep moving.
I think it's too late.
No, it's all good. I'm fine. What are you talking about? Everything's fine.
I think perhaps, do we know anything about what kind of church this is? And perhaps we could say that we had business with the head priest. I mean, we have two Asamar here, so that could probably, count for something as well.
Yeah, I mean, all these things could definitely work out. But as you guys continue to go ahead and travel along, because, something had to happen at this point. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So, you notice, let me make sure that I've got the description on this correct here. All right, so you notice as you guys are continuing to travel the road, you see a group of 6 humanoid creatures, or figures at least. They're starting to come into view. They're just a bit further away, but you can see their figures coming up. And as you guys are approaching with your carriage, you hear a deep voice call out, "Who goes there?" Through the chill mist, you see a large man in drab clothing, wearing a tattered gray cloak. He has shaggy black hair and thick mutton chops. He leans heavily on a spear and has a small bundle of animal pelts slung over his shoulder.
Hail.
What brings you here?
We're going to Vallaki.
Oh, down the road. We were just going to go and they kind of just show off like a couple of their pelts and various bear traps and stuff slung onto them that are obviously not primed, but we were just going to go set up some traps in the forest. But you guys don't look like you're around from here.
Not quite. I mean, we're kind of a motley crew here.
Right.
Fuck, if I knew a Motley Crue song off the top of my head, I could start riffing now.
And is it just Ma going out to talk, or was anyone else like?
No, I'm there.
Okay.
I'll also go out.
Okay. So, Emmy, go ahead and roll me a perception check, just you.
Just regular old perception.
Perception, yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Scroll up perception.
Okay.
Nope.
9. All right. So you don't notice anything out of the ordinary per se, but they seem to kind of like speed up their trek as you guys are approaching, and they decide to just pass you by. They wish you all like a good day, and then they continue to move forward. But it seemed like something was amiss. You just couldn't tell what.
Oh, okay. I have a bad feeling.
Are they sus?
I'm not sure.
As long as they don't bother us as we get to Vallaki.
Yeah, so they continue to go over down the path, and then you notice as they turn the corner, like you guys just passed, they kind of take like a small side road that leads into the forest itself. Seems like there's like a hunter's track pathing that they go through that gets them closer to the center. It's a little bit more traveled, so they don't just have to go through thick foliage all the time.
Are we in the actual carriage, or are we kind of walking alongside? What's up?
I imagine a couple of you might be in the carriage, but for the most part, just to make sure that you're keeping guard, that maybe 2 or 3 of you are out or hanging in the back side of the carriage, just keeping watch.
Okay. Ma wants to stay outside the carriage, weapon drawn, basically trigger happy for if on that side, if they were to jump through, I'd immediately be like, all right, I saw you coming.
All right. Not a problem at all. So yeah, you guys go ahead and continue to travel on. It was a little bit of an interesting small mini encounter there, but from what you could tell, even though you've been wary and calmly looking around at all times, no one seems to attack you during that. No one seems to be having any sort of inclination to attack you for any reason. So you are relatively safe. And just as I say that, I of course roll another encounter. Son of a gun.
Very safe.
Okay. Very safe.
Don't fuck with this kitty cat.
What?
Like, don't fuck with the senator.
Oh, okay.
I got you, bud.
Thank you.
Okay. So, as you guys go ahead and continue to travel along, it's very active, this road here. You see another set of humanoid figures. This is a different group. A group of 4 individuals, and they are in the traditional Vistani garb, but there seems to be way more ragged. Definitely different from the group that you saw over at the Seer Forest encampment. But they're just kind of walking by and see your carriage going by. Let me make sure I've got this one right. Jeez Louise. How am I messing up this bad already? We barely started. Yeah, you catch a whiff of a pipe smoke in the cold air and hear laughter through the fog as these figures approach. They continue to approach and tell various stories to each other as they're getting closer and closer. And they greet you as you go ahead and continue to travel by carriage. How goes it?
Hail.
Well met.
What are you doing on these parts?
We're heading to Vallaki.
Oh? I was...
Am I saying it right?
No, yes, that's the correct way of saying it.
Okay, thank you.
We were just leaving that terrible city, if you can even call it that. They don't tend to like our kind. I don't know why, but we're just heading out. We're part of a smaller encampment that's settled outside of Vallaki to the southwest, and he kind of points towards, like, southwest of the town itself. It's like further down the road past Vallaki, and you can't quite see the direction, but you do see a small, like, trail of smoke even miles away. So you'd have to imagine there was somewhat large bonfire outside of the city. Like, it seems you can't really judge the distance per se, but it seems like it's at least a mile or so separate from the town itself. Our boss recently also lost his daughter somewhere. We're out trying to find her. You haven't seen a younger Vistani around these parts, have you?
How old?
Give or take, probably about 6 or 8 years old.
No. Has anyone else?
No.
Did you happen to run into an old woman?
An old woman? Could you describe her a little bit to me? What old woman are you talking about?
An old woman pushing a cart? It
Very
seems
hackish.
there's been some disappearances associated with this woman.
He goes and turns to his friends like, didn't you, outside the city, you saw an old woman with a cart? She was rolling around and she just had exited the town, right? How long ago was that? And his friend pipes up, he's like, that was about 1-2 days ago, maximum? Huh. And you say this older woman might be the cause of the disappearance?
Yes, I believe she's been um, what's the word? I kind of look to my members of the party to kind of try to explain this.
Do you want it more tactfully or not?
Yeah, more tactfully.
She's in the business of taking children from their homes and not returning them.
He kind of like turns over to Ember's like tactfully.
Nuance the broad truth of it.
Well, he goes ahead and turns to that same person that I was asking. Like he nods to him, and he nods back, and he starts running back, like he seems to be heading over to the camp to notify the main encampment about that. Well, it's a lead. We appreciate it. Don't have much to offer you, unfortunately, but thank you. Vistani don't tend to forget their debts, so thank you for your trouble.
When we finish our business in the city, we can, if we see you, we can assist. If you still require assistance with this matter.
I may come to it, but hopefully we can just have no hysterics and reclaim what's ours. And he goes ahead and turns to the rest of his group, and he kind of like shrugs over and tells them like keep going, because even though he wants to take that and immediately follow along with that, he has to make sure that all routes are taken care of. So he's gonna continue searching regardless. And he sent his friend back to go ahead and see about possibly getting the rest of the encampment to at least be wary of this older woman that you've mentioned. All right. So you guys go ahead and continue to travel the road. The Vistani have left you peacefully, and the trappers moved on, as you said earlier, or as I said earlier. And you guys are now approaching the gates of Valaki. Just before you guys do head to the city gates themselves and see a pair of guards in the distance, you also notice that there seems to be like movement in the grass that had already occurred. Like there's a lot of torn up grass and various other like pushed aside weeds and whatnot, to say there was some sort of scuffle outside the city. And even though you did see this gentleman like an hour or so ago, because since you left the Vistani, you saw that person about an hour ago that went to report back. You see his mangled corpse off to the side.
Who is this?
Whoa!
What?
The Vistani that was sent back to go ahead and notify about this older woman. Like, you can see that he's got, like, several scratch or claw marks in his chest. You see that they seem to be superficial for the most part, where they just look really bad. But the main actual wound seems to be some sort of dark energy that had, like, burned or disfigured his head and caused him to pass.
I approach carefully.
So yeah, you go ahead and approach the corpse, and if you want to give me an investigation check, go for it.
Investigation?
Yep. Okay, yeah, 19's perfect. So as you go and approach the corpse, obviously based on what I've already told you, he's got some like scratches and claw marks on him, and then he's got, his head just seems to have like some sort of burn on it. It doesn't seem like a normal like 3rd degree burn or anything like that. It seems much like darker, and there's like necrosis kind of look to it. And you also notice just faintly the smell of baked goods.
This motherfucker. Is this something I would know immediately? still poses a danger to me or anyone in my party, or is it like, no, the damage is done?
I think this was done in haste because the body was just kind of cast aside where you guys easily just stumbled upon it. So you guys might have just missed it within the last 5-ish minutes. Like the person might have seen your carriage coming down the road and then jumped or darted into the forest.
But the actual body is not dangerous to us, right?
No, the body is lifeless. There is, as far as you can tell, it is dead and gone. There's no signs of like necromancy or anything like that happening. It just seems like necrosis was. That's the only thing you can see that was magically done.
All right. I'm gonna pick him up and sling him over my shoulder.
All right. So
He should be buried.
All right. So you guys are now approaching Vallaki. Let me go ahead and switch maps up. And just curious, are you going to walk towards the front gate with this body slung on your shoulder?
I'm probably gonna have it in the carriage or some form or something, or if someone wants to. Do either of you two have any last right things or something to some words for this man or something? I can dig coal.
Yeah, we should bury him before entering the town and just something quick and say some rites.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, you guys take a little bit of time to go and do that. Luckily, nothing seems to bother you at all during that time, and over the course of probably about 30 minutes, you get the body buried, and to the best of your ability, obviously you're no church or anything that can do proper rites. You have a cleric, they can do a good enough job that it should be perfectly fine. There won't be any negative side effects to it. They've been consecrated properly.
And if he had like any like identifying jewelry or something like that, like we could just leave it with a marker on
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
grave,
He just,
so.
he has his ID card, his social security.
One could hope.
Yeah, the man was basically in rags. He maybe had like a small, simple necklace that was made using some like various like stones and materials he found. Maybe even a couple of things he's killed, like some beef from certain animals like wolves and such. But for the most part, it's just kind of like a slapdash necklace. That would be probably about the
Okay.
extent of his quote-unquote valuables. So if you wanted to, you could take that necklace with you or leave it around the grave. Do whatever you'd like.
Okay.
All right. So now that that's sorted, you guys go ahead and start approaching the gate. So let's get switched over on that.
The Fairplay
Let's
City.
be very careful and not fight with the guards.
I'll be on my best behavior.
So yeah, you see a pair of guards. Considering that you've seen basically nothing but villagers that are in very worn clothing, this is complete 180 from what you're used to. They're not in like proper like mail or plate armor per se, but they're in like armor. They're relatively put together. They seem orderly enough, like a well-trained militia to an extent. They stand guard, just a pair of guards sitting there, and as you guys slowly start to approach with the cart, they tell you to halt. And they go ahead and approach your cart as you guys, I'm assuming, stop. You're not going to just plow through the front gate, right?
No,
No.
not yet.
They won't let me.
So the guards go ahead and come up to the carriage and see the driver. Who's driving? Who wants to be the talker in this situation.
I can talk if someone wants to talk with me.
I'm standing outside, but I can talk too.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And they give you a once over and look at you, and it's like, you seem like an odd bunch. Don't see that many Asimar around here. Well, welcome to Vallaki. What brings you to our city? He just kind of gives you this, like, condescending look, like he's really gauging what your next words are very carefully.
Okay. Well met. Yes, you can see there are 2 Asimar here. We have come on a religious pilgrimage to visit the temple, or church, as you would call it, and I would just kind of show him my markings as well as my medallion that shows the, like, sigil of my monastery, and explain, we've come here to visit the church and study various, various signs of the sun and the day, and meet with the priest there for religious rites.
All right. Seems like a plausible enough reason, at least. You don't mind if we inspect your carriage, just in case?
Of course.
All right. So the other guard stands there with you while the second guard goes in, looks through the carriage, and he starts just, like, checking through, sees all the various passengers, and he turns back to his guard, whispers in here, he's like, he looks back at him, like, in disbelief, like, there's a ferry and a tobacco. What kind of group are you running here?
Well, you do know the lands here. It's kind of rough and tough, so I'm just some hired muscle.
Right.
Yes, you can't expect us to travel alone. This is our company.
Certainly. Well, everything seems in order here. I want you to understand that everything is under the careful watch of Baron von Valakovich. And he will always be watching the city from the inside, through his guards. Please do not cause any trouble. And, of course, enjoy your stay. And he goes ahead and steps aside and lets you guys pass on through.
Thank you.
Thank you, we will abide by the laws.
And
Yep.
just curious, you guys obviously are new to this. Did you want to perhaps ask any questions about any specific buildings, perhaps?
Yes, where we can stay?
Where you could stay? One moment. Let me see here. There's a couple of options. The most obvious one is the Blue Water Inn. It's a little further into town, but they have good drink, and they can attend to visitors' needs. In terms of, obviously, you can seek refuge inside the church. It's to the far west of the town. And he goes in. Ismark had a map of Vallaki, so he hands over it to the guard to go and give an exact pinpoint for you guys. And it is over in this direction. This orange building here.
Okay.
And let me go ahead and find... Yeah, so there's the church, St. Andrew's Church. And then the Blue Light, or Blue Water Inn, I'm sorry, I keep messing up the names, is over here. This area. And if you'd like to do a little bit of shopping, perhaps, there's a couple of places, but the most obvious one to me is a good general store. You can go ahead and check out... Somebody just do this from one place, jeez. Thought I had this more well set up for me. I'm sorry, guys.
Good.
Good. And of course, if anyone else has questions,
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to ask.
I think I'd be most interested in the general store. If the general store would also perhaps carry weaponry.
That's what I was going to ask too.
I care not for material goods.
It does have a decent selection of general goods. You could find possibly some more simplistic weapons. Anything in particular you're looking for?
You have a quarterstaff.
That should be feasible to get there, yes.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay, so yes. The location that I'm thinking of here is the Arisex Stockyard. It's actually not too far from the entrance here. It's right at this location.
Oh, very good.
All right. And is there anything else you need to know about our fine city?
Are there particular laws that we should know of?
Yes. The obvious ones. No thievery, murder, no, not ever bringing up the accursed Strahd in any way, shape, or form. It's a good way to get yourselves into the stockades if you mention him, even in the slightest.
Even in discontent.
Even then, you'll be given shifty eyes. People will be looking at you warily. And there's actually a festival happening not too far from now. If you are interested in some details, you can head over to the town square. And he points out that in the center area of the city. Other than that, just be civil, and whatever you do, don't associate yourselves with those Vistani thugs. And you could see, like, as you were, like, sitting there, you could see the encampment, like, in the distance, you can see the, like, bonfire through the woods. It's a little more obvious where it is now, and it's definitely several thousand feet away from the city, but they've just set up over there.
Are there any old ladies you've seen lately?
Old ladies. I mean, there's a few of them around here. They tend to wander the town square from time to time. Do you have any specifics?
She looks like a hag.
That is incredibly rude to people to just immediately assume that they're a hag.
No, she like literally is one now.
How do you know that?
Because...
Well, I've definitely not seen a hag in our town.
Okay.
And I want to make sure it's very clear to Goose, hags are disgusting creatures. No one would be able to avoid noticing it.
Sounds good.
So, the description of a hag, most of the time, a hag would probably disguise themselves.
Okay, have you seen an old lady with long hair and she likes selling meat pies that taste amazing?
Well, I've definitely seen a woman selling meat pies, but I never gave them a try myself. It sounds quite nice.
They are, but I wouldn't do it again. My stomach's been making the rumblies since, like, last time.
And he goes and points, like, not too far. There's, like, a set of, like, lavatories. Ye old lavatory.
No, I'm okay now.
And he's like, well, be on your way, and once again, welcome to Vallaki.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so now you guys have the run of the city. Where would you like to stop off first?
Just
Guys,
surprised that I pulled that off.
No, you did
done did
great.
it.
It was very I like normally just out of character. Normally that would require some sort of roll, but it was actually a very convincing story. Like, okay, that's reasonable. So the guard
Yeah.
would, in that sense, go with it. And after checking
And
to
by
make sure that
his-
you guys didn't have anything super out of the ordinary, you're good.
Like a dead body.
Yeah.
I'm glad
It's
we
a-
That would
buried
help.
the body.
That probably wouldn't have gone too well. Especially
Probably
since it
not.
was a Vistani. Well, actually, no. They might have praised you for that initially,
Oh
but
my
then they would have
God.
also...
Oh God.
They also would have been like, you murdered a person, so I'm still very iffy about bringing you into the city.
Yeah.
But yes, the city is at your choices now here. Wherever you want to go. You guys could head over to the Arisek Stockyard, which is the closest thing. You can head over to the town square. You can head over towards the Blue Water Tavern, or all the way over to St. Andrew's.
Guys, could we please go to the stockyard? I want a really big stick that I can hit people with, and it has a little bell at the end that jingles when I hit.
I like the sound of that.
I was gonna say like we should like stop in this like little cul-de-sac. Looks like there might be something else possibly of interest in there.
Ooh. Okay.
What are you trying to say, person?
There's all these orange-colored roofs.
Are those the places
No. Yeah, they did just really point. I mean, that's good. It makes it easy for you guys to find out where things are, but. But yeah, if you guys want to head over to the Arisek Stockyard, by all means. So, for the most part, we'll go ahead and go into it, but I do want to let you guys know in terms of what the available stock is. I'm going to go and re-pull up that shopper list we had earlier. This shop is a little bit more limited in that anything that is on that list that is 250 gold or less is the only things available. And you gotta keep in mind that a lot of the products there are like 5 times the price that it's normally standard.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
let
just
me
want a stick.
let me go ahead and copy that and
Technically, I
bring
could go outside to the place and find a tree.
Heck,
Make it really sturdy.
Nick Lee. So I'll go and post that link so you guys have that to you. It's basically the same inventory list, just if anything is specifically 125 gold pieces or less, they are available. Anything else on that list is not. So if there's anything you want to purchase, just make sure it's in that confines of it, okay?
All right.
But yeah, before we get into that, let's actually go and describe the area as you guys head into the Arisek Stockyard. This large stockyard has several locked sheds along its periphery and lies adjacent to a roomy warehouse. A wooden sign above the front gate reads Arisek Stockyard. Parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon, its colorful paint peeling off. Faded lettering on its side spells out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. A heavy padlock secures the back door. So, would you guys like to head into the shop? Or look into the carnival wagon? Or just take a look around in general?
Yeah, I'll go wander by the storage sheds as well as this carnival wagon.
Okay, so yeah, you see a couple of commoners just kind of going throughout their jobs. Compared to Barovia, where there is like nothing going on, people are always stuck in their houses, there is an actual semblance of a population here. there's not a ton of people, but you can see maybe at any one point a dozen or so people going around, going to shops, checking out or working in the storage yard, and actually moving general goods and stuff around into the storage areas and the various storefronts. And as you go ahead and approach the wagon suddenly lurches as though something has thrown itself against the inside wall. You hear the cracking of wood, the scraping of metal, and the snarl of something inhuman. Upon closer inspection, you see that the sides of the wagon are spattered with dry blood. You also see an inscription on the wagon's door frame that reads, "I bring you from shadow into light."
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, it's a riddle.
Can I see if like there's like any kind of like small window or anything that I might be able to see into, or if like I can listen to what's inside to see if I can determine
So
what kind of thing it might be?
So the wagon itself, there's no side windows, but at the front where the driver's part of it would be, you know, like it has the little seat position where you would drag horses along. The doors to that are chained, like in an X pattern, and then there's two small windows, which are partially covered, but you could probably, if you got close enough, you could see a little bit of what's inside.
Okay, well, I'd like to try and investigate this wagon, try and find out what's inside of it.
Okay, yeah. So as you go and approach, you go ahead and see the window, like I said. You stand up on the wagon's end there and try to go and look inside. And once again, you feel the wagon lurch forward as something like bounces against the door and causes it to push forward, but then it just kind of pushes back because it doesn't give. Before you hear like a small snarl again, and then a kind of low growl as it sees you approaching, kinda. And as you look inside, you see.
Okay, well,
Okay, go ahead.
before that, I would like. So you're describing like snarling and growling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would be familiar with what like a wolf and a bear and what maw sounds like.
Yes, that has been very evident.
Which of those three does it maybe sound the most like?
Even though we're not going to compare purrs, it's definitely more cat-like.
Okay.
Like some sort of tiger.
Aha. So probably some kind of carnival attraction, some large cat of some kind. All right.
Yeah, you would
Cool.
briefly from what you see in the window, it's just you can't obviously unlock it or anything because you're not trying to unlock it. But you can see like the outline of a saber-toothed tiger kind of like prancing about, or not prancing, but like skulking about, moving through, and it just like as you are looking through the window, part of its coat is like being shown as it weaves back and forth in a circle. You do also notice that it seems to be in some sort of like metallic armor, like half plate.
Thundercats! Oh!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Indeed. Karen? Karen going ahead and adding to the hilarity of the situation, too. All is well. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I would then leave from the wagon and then try and go find wherever Ma is and be like, distant cousin of yours with big teeth in that wagon.
Frederick?
just you hear a like kind of a deeper meow.
Maybe it's Frederick. Maybe.
Like,
Can
obviously.
you talk to other cats?
I mean, is he speaking normal or is he like?
It's a saber-toothed tiger. It's an animal. It doesn't speak a
Oh.
language.
Well,
I mean, I could give it a
I
shot.
didn't know.
I was specifically trying to be like jokey with Ma. Like I'm not
I
being
could give it a
serious.
shot.
Yeah.
Go up to him. See what happens.
See what happens.
Let's not do that though, because I'll have it like burst through at me. Ma's still in that thing. Is he sees that it says staff for 50 gold? Does that count as a quarter staff?
We'll say that it can be a quarter staff.
50 gold, damn.
Everything's like prices are very much inflated in this town.
I could do that, especially because we have an inflated amount of money. But normally they're like 2 silver pieces.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want it.
Okay, that you shall have it. Yes.
Can it have a bell?
Sure. You know what? For
Thank
50
you.
gold, they put a bell in for free for you.
Oh, good. Fuck. Damn right. The thing should sing to me for 50 gold.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, well, I'm going to add that in then.
All right, perfect. So, I'm assuming you guys are... Did you need anything else from the shop? I know that you guys probably want to look through that list, possibly. So maybe instead what we do, just so that way everyone has time to look through the list and buy anything they want, and you guys can subtract it from your total gold count. We'll go on a break. So I think it's a good time anyway to do so. Everyone go ahead and let me go and do the announcement for break here. Yeah, so it's break time, guys. We're gonna go and take a quick break to go ahead and get some of the drinks, something to eat, go to the restroom, whatever you guys need to do to be ready for the rest of the night. We'll be back roughly 5-10 minutes, so please do stick around. We're gonna continue on with our adventures. Party has just now gone to Vallaki for those that are just tuning in, and they did a little bit of shopping and found out that there is an armored saber-toothed tiger in a carnival wagon. That is all that they've really surmised and figured out so far.
Pretty good at this game.
All right, so we're going to be back. Thank you, guys. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everyone. We're back to playing some D&D. The party has just made it to Vallaki, pretty much unscathed, luckily. No one attacked them pretty much at all. They saw that someone got horribly mangled, but hey, you know, that they didn't die or get harmed. Bonus.
Net
So
win.
yeah, they went ahead and got through the guards and through the inspection, were able to be led into the city, and they did a little bit of shopping over at RSX Stockyard. Along the way, Jeer went ahead and investigated a suspicious-looking carnival wagon. And during that, there was actually a couple of things I needed him to check for me. So, can you first do me an investigation check while you were inspecting the cage?
Oh, yeah, sure. Investigation?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no,
An 11.
that'll do. So you also notice while you're looking and seeing this saber-tooth tiger wandering back and forth, you see a really there's this doll that was once a colorfully dressed Vistani effigy. Stitched into its tattered pants is a slogan: "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." And you recognize that as the slogan for Blinsky's Toys.
Oh,
Along that,
okay.
while you're still searching there, because there's still more, because, you know, we have to add that little tidbit, could you go ahead and roll me a... I'm going to need a perception check.
Mm-hmm. 14.
14. All right. So you notice that the front seat of the wagon conceals a secret compartment. Do you choose to open the compartment?
Well, first I'll look around and see if like there's anyone like watching me or like keeping an eye on me or anything like that.
As you look around, you see most of them are preoccupied with either, you know, buying stuff or maneuvering stuff to really see anything going on with the cart itself.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be there long just in case, but yeah, you can...
Yeah, sure. I'll take a peek.
Okay, so you open up the compartment and you notice that there is several items inside the compartment. There is an unlocked wooden coffer containing 50 gold pieces that bear the Strahd's profile. You also see 6 gemstones worth 100 gold pieces each.
Mm-hmm.
You see a small prayer book with a green leather cover and some notes in it that you can't really decipher in the margins, and that's worth 50 gold. You also notice a healer's kit, 3 wooden holy symbols inlaid with silver and in the shape of a sunburst that are worth 50 gold pieces each, a silvered short sword, a hand crossbow inlaid with mother of pearl, which is worth up 250 gold pieces, a bundle of 20 silvered crossbow bolts, and a worn leather case with gold buckles worth 100 gold pieces containing 3 sharpened wooden stakes, a sack of garlic, a jar of salt, a box of holy wafers, 6 vials of holy water, a polished steel mirror, and a bone scroll tube with a silver stopper worth 25 gold pieces. Inside the tube contains 2 separate scrolls. There's lots of stuff here.
There's a lot of stuff.
One of the scrolls is a spell scroll of protection from fiends, and a second one is a spell scroll of protection from undead. And that's it. I can type it out to you later if you want.
I'm just thinking, like, obviously this belongs to someone, and they're going to come back and notice that stuff might be missing.
Correct.
Um,
But you're a monster hunter, you said, right?
yeah. I'm gonna say like that I would be. I'm probably nicking that case with all that like with the what was it, steaks,
Yep.
garlic, holy no, he said like vials of holy water. I'm definitely taking those.
Yeah, there's 6 of them in there.
Oh, and probably the hand crossbow with the silvered crossbow bolts.
Yes. And based on your knowledge as a monster hunter, this is very tailor-made, like, kits
Yeah.
to...
This
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say like this seems like this is like the stash of another monster hunter.
And more specifically, since you know that wooden stakes and other things like that, garlic are involved,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you believe that this is someone of a vampiric hunting kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the, like, telltale signs of natural weaknesses to vampires are in there. It could also be used for, like lycanthropy-based creatures, because, you know, wooden stakes
Right.
work on, and silvered
Well,
weapons.
the silver weapons for lycanthropy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did it say on this wagon? It was like it did actually say something about a carnival, right?
Yes. It is... The name on it states Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders.
Okay. I am definitely going to try and be finding Rictavio.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm going to take you said there was holy symbols inlaid with silver and in the shape of a sunburst. Like
Yes.
that. Okay, I'm taking one of those. I'm taking the hand crossbow, the silvered crossbow bolts, and the leather case with all of the rest of that stuff. in
Yeah,
it.
do you want me to read that
But-
description for you again?
No. I think I got it.
Okay.
I'll leave like the money. I don't care about the prayer book, whatever. But
Okay.
the rest of that stuff, I guess I'll nick.
All right. Yeah,
Can
you...
I ask?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Would I be able to have the? Oh no! Did you say it was a healing kit or an herbalism kit?
It's a
It
healer's
was a
kit.
healing kit.
Ah, darn it. Okay, never mind. I said nothing.
I mean, like, the garlic you could probably use for herbalist-based stuff, because you
Yeah.
can use garlic for alchemy, but it's not something that's, like, a huge deal. You can
No,
find
that's
garlic
fine.
just about anywhere. Alright, so there's that. And I believe you guys did all the shopping you wanted to do, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So go ahead and head on out. Where did you guys want to go next? There is obviously the town square. There's the Blue Water Tavern and the St. Andrew's Church.
When is the festival?
You were told that the festival was coming up. They didn't say a specific date, but it was... More details could be found in the town square.
Okay.
You guys want to check in the inn or go into the square first?
Is there anything else that looks to possibly be of interest nearby? The stockyard.
In this particular area, obviously, there's the goods that are around, so you could technically try to your luck to steal specific things if you wanted to, but I don't know how
No.
well your oath would work with that.
No, but like I mean like nearby the stockyard. Like, is there anything else in this general area that like in like any kind of businesses or anything like that that might be
Yes,
worth?
there is a building that's slightly outside the yard here. That's this building right in this location for those that can't see the ping. And it looks to be that there's several like carved out coffins laid astride the building and lots of woodworking tools and such. You would assume that based on just that, it's a coffin maker shop.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, the uninvited shop is 2 stories tall and has a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment.
Okay. I'll just make a note of that. Leave it alone
Perfect.
for the time being.
Welcome in third, by the way. All right. So where would you guys like to go next?
Stop by the town square, perhaps.
Let's say that. Yeah, do that and then maybe check in.
Checking at the tavern, or do you want to go to the church right away?
I like the idea of the town square, like you saying, but also then maybe just check in real quick before we then decide what the hell, if we want to go to the church or not.
Okay. Sure.
Does that sound like a good plan, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys go and head into the town square. Let me drag Rice Shower over to the center of town square.
She flies.
She flies. Yeah, you're just strolling right over all these buildings.
She runs
I
that
try to
fast.
tell everyone how amazing she is.
Yeah, yeah. She's doing a great job. All right. So, as you go ahead and enter into the town square, you do notice that there's like a central area where there's a couple of various small stalls and stands set up for food and whatnot. But then you also see a central fountain and several notice boards that are placed around said fountain. And then on the side of that same area, there's a couple of like residential buildings, and then a building outside that is labeled. There's just a small shop that has a dark entrance portico, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a bee engraved on both sides. Flanking the entrance are 2 arched, lead-framed windows. Through the dirty glass, you see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinkski."
It's a very interesting slogan.
So fun, don't you know?
I'm feeling the fun.
But yeah, as you go ahead and enter into the town square and you take note of all that, the shops and homes that enclose the town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. At the north end of the square stands a row of stocks, locked in which are several men, women, and children, wearing crude plaster donkey heads. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork clothes eye you suspiciously, as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. All around the square are posted proclamations. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendants and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. The Baron.
This is gonna be a weird festival.
Yeah.
As you guys are taking that into account, you notice based on the description that I've already given you that these things seem like they were done relatively like a little while ago. Like there's flowers that are dying there. If this was a recent festival, it would have already been cleared out and put new flowers out. But as you were pondering that, you notice two guards accompanying a slightly disfigured man. He's got a hunchback. He's his arm seems like it's unnatural in the way that it's formed, and it has more of a like dark hue to it compared to the rest of his body. And he's just kind of there with the guards, and they're putting up a new notice. They're tearing down that previous notice I just said, and they're putting up a new notice. And after they step aside for a second, and you guys notice what it says on it is, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the festival of the blazing sun. Attendants and children required. Rain or shine, all will be well. The Baron."
Oh. This seems like a great festival.
After it's put up, you do notice, even though there's a lot of people, like this is the center of the town, so there's easily like 30 to 50 people around. You can see a mixed reception to these new announcements. Some are like super excited, like some of the kids are super excited, maybe even some of the adults. Some of the younger adults are kind of just like given that vibe of they don't care too much, and others are shaking their heads but not saying anything directly. And yeah, so there seems to be like a mixed reception to the idea of these festivals. And
I'll
if you
say
want,
that it's
go ahead.
odd that each of them had on their children children required. That's kind of unusual. Just putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Do they not like the sun also? I mean, that seems like a great festival to me. Maybe there's something going on this time of year that... Or maybe
Well, I mean, you
something-
could try to interact with... You probably saw a couple of the various bystanders, so you could possibly check to see what their thoughts are if you want to.
Yeah, I would walk up to one of them and...
Okay,
Just
was
say-
any of the particular group that you were going towards, like there was various people that were giving off various looks and thought processes. So was there a particular group that you wanted to talk to? Like the ones that seem
People
like
who-
really into it, others that are indifferent, or the people that seem against it?
The people that seem against it, maybe people who are older, who look like they're locals, I would go up to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. So you go and wander over to them, and they eye you a little suspiciously, but they see that you're coming by yourself, so they're in a smaller group, and they are just kind of like, they're complaining, but like hushed voices. They want to make sure none of the guards hear them talking. But you can get close enough, and they, even though they're a little suspicious, they kind of look at you like, what's wrong? What do you need?
Hello, I'm new to this town, and as you can see, I'm a monk. I study, the movements of the sun, and I was wondering about this festival, about the blazing sun. Is there anything particular about it? Something about the sun this time of year?
He takes a moment to look at you, and then just kind of looks back and forth to make sure that only his like close friends that are nearby can hear what he's gonna say. It's like, between you and me, these festivals have been happening every 10-day for the last 6 months. None of them are really special. He's just trying to go ahead and pacify people, make them think everything's fine, when we know it's not. Strahd is always assailing our walls at every day. And he's
Oh,
one might think that it's a good thing to try and promote positive emotions, but it takes it too far. And he goes and looks over at the donkey-headed criminals that are on the stocks. Those people over there were taken in for being... for partaking in malicious unhappiness, as he put it. For
I
spreading the
see.
idea that not everything is fine at all times.
I see.
So, to tell you the truth, he's probably going to make a grand speech. There'll be lots of food and drink like any other festival. It is a waste of our taxes if I had any say about it, but I don't. And honestly, I'm completely honest, it's just attracting more of a spotlight from Strahd. Strahd is gonna tear the city down at this rate.
I'll keep this in mind. Thank you for leveling with me.
Yeah, just
Um,
don't
but-
say anything to the guards. I really don't want to end up like those poor fools.
Of course not. One more question. So this doesn't have anything to do or coincide with the sun at all?
I'm certain there's some sort of religious connotation to it, but again, there's a festival every 10 day. There's no way to...
10 days.
Well, that's weeks in D&D lore, essentially. It's 10
Okay.
days. But essentially it's like they have these festivals every 10 day, and it seems like it's losing focus each and every time. Like, it's just it's name for the sake of the name. Like, it makes it sound exciting. Like, I'm certain many others in here have seen the Festival of the Blazing Sun. It sounds like a very exciting thing. It's just that. It's a facade.
I mean, it had me fooled. Thank you for letting me know about this.
Yeah, and he nods, and then he kind of meanders over back with his group. And they decide it's probably best to leave because they've been there too long and they could have attracted some attention, so they felt it's best to not dwell any longer.
Yeah, and I would make sure that my face doesn't look like overly serious or anything, but internally I'm thinking this over, and I'll just go back to the group and kind of let them know what the people said quietly.
I'm waiting for Mix to go ahead and say, "They do what?"
I'm muted.
Oh my god.
I was wondering if Mix
Let
knew
me-
she was muted.
Let me do it again. They do what?
Okay. Honk.
Oh.
I suppose we would have to ask the priest about the sun
Maybe.
eventually.
Probably.
And did you guys want to spend any more time in here? Did you want to inspect the donkey-headed criminals?
I like inspecting things. Especially if they're related to donkeys. Are they actually related to donkeys?
No, literally they have like a paper mache like donkey mask put on them.
So they're not donkeys.
No.
No.
Well, why would I want to talk to them?
Fair enough.
I'm
Yeah,
disappointed about the sun.
We can go to the church later on. Maybe it's like, oh, there is something. It's just yes.
I hope so.
All right.
Time to go to the inn.
To the inn or to the church? Or to
Well, the inn's
Blinsky's
closer.
Toys?
To the windows. Sorry.
To the windows, to the wall.
Oh,
We can go to the inn.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Let's do that.
All right. So as you go, well, hold on. I gotta move where I shower over. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. Whoosh.
Yay.
Oh no.
And then scene change.
I couldn't help it. I was trying so hard to hold it in.
To the sweat down. Hold on, I gotta adjust the scene here so you guys can actually see where things are, because it's got 3 layers to this map.
But actually.
But
the sea is black. Oh, there's stuff down here. Okay.
yep. I just need to make sure I updated it on Twitch's side, because it likes to be delayed for some reason. But yes, as you go ahead and approach, gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall. And you notice that there is a large amount of people coming and going out of this inn. Seems like it's one of the main hubs for people to travel and get a drink, have a bed to sleep in, that kind of deal. Gosh dang it, Mix.
Shall we go in?
Yeah, let's go in.
Alrighty then. Let me reveal what I can here, because there's certain storage areas that you guys can't see yet. So let me unveil. I think I can do all of these. And then part of this.
Oh, hello, lady.
And for some reason it has, like, none of the people showing. Hold on 1 second. I gotta make sure I've got all the commoners put in place.
They're probably like on the GM layer instead of the token layer.
Yep. But I don't know why they aren't on the normal layer. Oh, I was like, why can't I select them? Because I had the wrong thing. Nice job, me. People!
Hydrate.
Hmm.
Oh,
Lots of people.
Let me just make sure that some of these other NPCs, if they should be there or not.
they look like hobbits.
Alright.
They're going to the inn, the prancing pony.
Symphony. Oh,
Okay.
interesting characters.
I know, right?
Alright, there's a lot of things in here, so...
Yeah.
But yeah. The... Yeah, there's obviously a bartender there, several commoners in like garb or lowly garb, and there's a couple of people that are in here. They seem to be in more noble attire. These two at the bottom, and then we've got a couple more that are in kind of like hunter's gear. And then over here is a gentleman sitting by the barkeep, and he's just nursing a drink by himself there. And he's in like a very like pronounced yellow jerkin. Older kind of gentleman, bespectacled, balding, the whole 9 yards. So, what would you guys like to do at the end?
Let's go inside.
Yeah. I'm going inside. I want to see. I want to explore.
He's gonna explore now. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta
I
go.
guess go up to the barkeep.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
talk to that
sure.
man.
So, let me
It's a
describe the rest of the room here, because I really need to get better at doing this properly. So, there's the tap room is where you guys are currently in. The damp cloaks hang from pegs in the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs, with narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. Mounted on the braces and tucked into the alcoves behind the bar are 3 large wine barrels, each one 3/4 empty, if you had the chance to actually look at it, but you don't, so we'll just say that there's a lot still.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
From noon to dusk, the tap room is holding various minutiae of people. You see what seems to be some hunters off to the... This would be, I guess, because it's western side, because north is over in this direction. South is this direction. So yeah, towards the western side of the tap room. See a couple of what seems to be hunters set up over there. You didn't see the 2 noble brothers sitting across from each other at this bar table and just like talking amongst themselves. Yeah, he's in... The only other feature you can make out of this older gentleman right now is that he has slightly elongated ears, more towards the idea of a half-elf. But yes, you go and approach the bar, and the barkeep goes over to you and like, "Name's Danica. What can I get for you today?"
Hello, Danica. Is this where I could get lodging for me and my friends?
"Yes, certainly." And she takes a moment to look through the books. "Let me just make sure that I don't have anyone already taking up the rooms." And she takes a moment, and she's like, "Yeah, we've got a couple. How many you've got?"
We have 5, including myself.
5. And goes and points at the 2 others that are with you, Ismark and Irina. Are those
sorry.
2 also with you?
Yes, actually, yes. Did I say 5? I meant 7.
Okay. Yeah, we... Unfortunately, we will have to share some beds, but, or share some rooms. We've got 3 rooms available. They're each a gold apiece.
Okay.
A night.
So, 3 gold then?
Aye.
Alright, here you go.
Perfect. And she goes and hands you these, worn keys, like there's 3 separate sets of them, and hands each, like, to you. I'm assuming you'll distribute them properly, of course.
Yes.
Now, can I get you something to wet your whistle here? We've got some beautiful wine to enjoy. And we've got some mead in the back.
I, for one, am going to need to go do some stuff around town, but that does sound lovely. I will be enjoying it later tonight.
Alright. Hopefully we won't be out by then, but...
Good stuff, then.
Yes, yes.
Oh, very good. My loss.
And, yeah, so you're going ahead and you set up the rooms. Did you guys want to talk to anyone in here? Or bring up any particular things you've already made note of in the past.
I literally just got the lodging, so we had that secured. I'm ready to do whatever else everyone else wants to do.
Does there happen to be anyone named Rictavio staying here?
And Danica kind of sits there and chuckles a bit, and then she eyes the gentleman literally right in front of her. And Rictavio just kind of is sipping at his drink, and he turns his eye to... He's like, "Oh, does someone request my presence?"
Oh. Sir, you are Rictavio.
"Yes, the one and only."
Well, a pleasure to meet you, I'm sure. You may call me Jeer.
"Oh, pleasure to meet you, Jer." And he puts out his hand to shake your hand.
Well, I'll shake his hand.
Okay, perfect. And he's like,
And I noted the wagon bearing your name at the Arasek stockyard, and it prompted some curiosity in me. So I
"Oh,
was hoping to get to meet you. So I guess now we have met.
oh, well, yes. I am a traveling carnival, as you may have guessed. What is it that you want to know?"
Well, for starters, that is a very interesting beast you have caged inside the wagon.
"Ah, yes. I've had that beastie for quite some time. She's done a great deal for my carnival. And she's great at protecting the carnival too, mind you."
Well, was there anything in particular that brought you to Valaki?
Well, with all the festivals going around, I figured I'd offer my services to entertain.
I see.
And on occasion, when I'm not drinking here or performing with the carnival, I can go out to the Lake Zarevich and do a little bit of fishing.
So, would I be correct in understanding that you are not normally from around these parts as well?
One could say that for sure. I'm definitely newer to the Valakians here, but I've been around. Seems like you're relatively new to this area too. I haven't seen your faces before.
Yes, we are new to this land.
Well,
Perhaps we could have further conversation another time in a more private setting.
well, I'm usually around quite a bit of people, as you might imagine, between the carnival and here. So the only time I could really think that I could get a little bit of privacy is when I'm out fishing out in the lake. So perhaps then we can speak.
I would be very interested in doing so. Um, I will try to find you out by the lake then at some point.
Yes, I should be probably going out there sometime tomorrow. I tend to fish early in the morning, but then I go during the sunset as well. Sunset. And he just kind of looks at Danica and is like, I still can't get used to that.
Me too. It's so weird.
What a coincidence.
Well, if you have nothing else for me, gentlemen, and he kind of starts standing up, I think I'm going to go and head over and get ready for my next performance.
So long.
Okay.
All right. And he goes in and throws a couple of gold coins to Danica. He's like, "Thanks as always, lovely lady." And he goes and steps outside, takes his stuff, and walks out. You notice that as he's walking out, he has like a bit of a limp to him as he's leaning on his cane a bit. but he goes and he's just walking along perfectly fine. But other than that, that's pretty much all the other details that you would find out about him.
He seems like a lovely gentleman.
Yeah.
I'll nod at the lady behind the bar and say, he seems to be a bit of an unusual one. How long has he been around for?
Who? Octavio? It's been probably about, give or take, a month or two. He comes by here probably every 2 or 3 days to grab some wine. Usually he doesn't come when there's so many people, but he decided today he, I guess, wanted to visit. Interesting.
Did he bring any other oddities or curiosities with him aside from his carnival wagon?
Not that I know of. He seems relatively secretive and keeps to himself for the most part. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just... I guess he's an older gentleman that enjoys his free time when he can.
Thank you.
Alright, and can I get you anything to drink, or are you gonna be like your friend here and wait till later?
Oh, you said you, purvey mostly wine?
Yes, we do have wine here mostly, but we also have a couple of different other options. There's some mead in the back for people that don't want to go with something more sophisticated like wine.
Well, what do you have to offer for this wine?
Well, we've got a couple of different options, and she turns to the barrels and pats one of them at each at a time as she's describing the different various titles for them. So it's like, there's Purple Grape Mash, Red Dragon Crush, and... My goodness, why am I having trouble with this name?
Words are hard.
Yes, they are.
I say it all the time.
Right. I believe this is actually still needing to be restocked. We had actually no wine in that one. Oh. I guess that was very popular. Okay, so I guess it's just right now, Purple Grape Mash and Red Dragon Crush. And of course our honey mead.
And are they of varying vintages, qualities? Is one cheaper than the other?
They're both set you back a gold piece each.
Ugh. That's expensive for wine.
We got good
Guys,
wine,
looks
sir.
I was expecting maybe a couple silver at most.
Well, the supply that the one last tankard over there was our cheaper alternative, and that is a silver piece of pop, so probably why it sold out so quickly.
That makes sense. I can't taste the difference in wine. You can give me $100 bottle of wine, I wouldn't know.
Well, sure.
Really
I'll try
now?
the Red Dragon Crush.
Certainly, certainly. And she goes ahead and takes a... It's not a glass, but it's like a well-made tankard, to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes in, pours the wine for you, and you go and take a sip of it. Has a very, like, dry taste to it. Not super fruity in comparison to some other traditional wines. And overall, it just kind of is just a kind of refreshing wine.
A very fine wine.
Thank you. We do pride ourselves on this wine, and it comes from the Wizard of Wine's winery.
Not familiar with that name. Is it popular in this region?
Oh, sir, you can't have wine until you've had the Wizard of Wine's winery. It is a classic here in our town.
Well, um, is there anything in Valaki that you would suggest for out of towners to visit or avail themselves of while they are here?
Takes a moment. Well, obviously you've come to the common watering hole here. This is definitely one of the bigger parts of the town. If I had to say anything else, obviously Erisek Stockyard, which I can assume you've already visited based on what you've said to Octavio there. St. Andrew's Church, very well taken care of, keeps the land safe. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of spaces in particular that come to mind. There might be some decent architecture you can enjoy. I don't think there's any museums or anything like that around here. No historical sites. Most of the architecture is centered in the town square where the mayor sets up his festivals.
Very well.
Alright, well, I'll go ahead and attend to the rest of the customers. You fine folk have a great time, and when you come back, have a great stay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And she's just gonna go over, because she hears the two hunters that are talking over here that are, like, asking for another tankard of each of the wines. And so she goes and off and does that.
All right. We have lodging and everything. Do you guys want to go over to the church, or you guys want to go do that?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Alrighty then. So we'll briefly pull you back over to the town of Belaki here so we can have you guys travel over. Hey, you know, I'm doing my best here, Karen. I'm not the best at voices. Alright, so now Reichauer magically zooms across half the map, and we go ahead and head over to the church, which, funnily enough, doesn't actually have a map, which is really silly, but it's fine. I will work with that.
Stream capture needs update.
Okay. Thank you. Bang. There we go. Alright, perfect. Alright, first here. I don't know why I'm going this direction. Alright, so yeah, no map is provided for this church, but as you approach, this slouching centuries-old stone church has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined and cracked. Stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church. A thin mist creeps among the graves. And this church, since you have a monk and a cleric, I won't have you guys do the religion check on this. This church is dedicated to the Morning Lord. So, you know.
Lathander.
Huh?
Good old Lathander.
Yep. And it's named after Saint Androl. Alright. Do you guys go on in?
Do we knock, or do you? Is there something we do?
You see a couple of people just like naturally walking in and out. It seems like it's an open venue church. You start hearing like a sermon in the background of the like as they're walking in. Like the door opens and you can hear like a sermon being preached. But it seems like it's nearing the end of it, and so people are just going in to do their prayers and head out. So yeah, I mean, you could wander on in at your leisure.
This is the Sun Church, right?
Yeah, it's the Morning Lord, Lathander.
Okay.
Ember is just
Alright.
in awe and excited to enter and see how they have things set up in there.
All right. So yeah, you guys walk on in. The church is pretty well done. Like comparatively to the other church you guys were at, that thing was disheveled as heck. This one's actually well done. Obviously, you saw those mosaics and stained glass, and nothing's broken per se. Things seem to be pretty well kept. They have several shrines dedicated to the Morning Lord set up. You see what you would assume would be the head pastor or father of the church, going around to various groups of people, checking on them, assisting with prayer and or anything else they need church service wise. And he just kind of regards you all with a nod as he continues to help people. You also notice that there's a couple of other assistants around. Like there's a small like boy that's going around the altar and just kind of setting up things. And then you see also a more brawny lad who seems to be always in a, like, just based on the brief look at him, he just seems upset or even a little angry. He's got a furrowed brow to him, and he's just kind of tending the grounds outside the building, and he's even going over to the graves as well. Like he steps in to tend to things right at the entrance, and then you see him go over towards the grave and tend to them as well.
Okay. So the father is busy.
He's going around to people, but for the most part, if you probably waited a couple of minutes, people would separate enough that you'd be able to go ahead and get a word in with him for sure. There's only probably about a dozen or a couple dozen of people, because basically you came in towards the end of his sermon, and now people are just doing their prayers, and he's just offering them any other things like the equivalent of communion in D&D lore, that kind of thing.
So this
Okay.
is where our objective is to seek shelter for.
Yeah, and you see Irina seems a little bit glossy-eyed as she's looking at this. Like, she feels a genuine sense of hope seeing, like, how well taken care of and how things are looking here overall. And Ismark also gives an approving smile. He's not really much of a churchgoer, but he can sense that there's good going on here for the most part.
All right. Then I suppose we would wait for the father to speak with us.
All right. So he sees that you guys are waiting aside. He takes a couple more moments to help the rest of the congregation there. Then he walks over to you and is like, "Hello, sirs and madams. My name is Father Lucian Petrovich. Can I help you today?"
It's good to meet you, Father. I am Solara Dawnbreaker from the Sanctum of the Blazing Dawn, the monastery for Lathander in the mountains.
So you're also a practicing monk of the faith. Excellent, excellent. Well, welcome, sister. How may I help you
Yes.
today?
Well, I've been meaning to venture to this location for some time. However, I actually come to you today with some business.
Business?
We seek shelter.
Shelter. Well, we do what we can here. Who may I ask is in need of sheltering?
I would kind of just look to Irina.
Irina
and
would probably go
party.
ahead and pull back her cloak, and it's like, ah, the young noble lass of the Kalyani faction. I see. I have heard many terrible things recently. I'm so sorry for your loss. And she goes in, turns to him, and she just nods and, like, yes, father, I want safety from Strahd. He's already visited me several times. And he looks a bit, like, wide-eyed. He's like, be careful, child. Do not speak of his name around here. People are very, very scared. But know that we will do what we can for you. And I'm sorry that you've had to deal with such a traumatic experience. Please, take a seat. I've got a small area that I can have you be in for the time being. But could I have a word with you adventurers? And Ismark will go ahead and nod and accompany Irina over to the room that is set aside. And he turns to you and I have to be a little honest with you all. Recently, and I only ask this because you seem like tougher adventurers, and as one that's of the faith of the Morning Lord, we have recently had the bones of Saint Andrew stolen. Now be very quiet about this. It is imperative that we don't allow a panic to spread in the church. But somehow the bones that are underneath the church were stolen, and that is the main way that we keep the creatures of the night and of the undead away from this town. And he brings up a couple of like rituals that are used to sanctify the area, and it's the equivalent of what would be essentially the Hallow spell, if anyone's familiar with that is. Essentially makes a certain area around it, like, safeguard it from lower level undead and such. Makes it way harder for the city to be overall messed with.
Okay.
That's problematic.
Yeah. So he turns to you, it's like, so I would possibly indulge you all to help with retrieving these bones. For now, I've been able to keep the people relatively pacified and safe, but I don't know how much longer before that madman tries to attack us. And in terms of what information I can give you, the only people that should know about its whereabouts is the altar boy there and myself, but I cannot see the boy doing such a thing. But I am not going to interrogate him. I have to make sure that I'm keeping people relatively safe and not worried. So perhaps you can question the altar boy later, or perhaps you can talk to anyone else that works the grounds. Maybe something else happened.
Of course, we'll do whatever we can to see that this is restored.
Thank you, sister. I must be heading off. I will attend to Irina and Ismark for the time being. If you can get that back to us as soon as possible, it would be greatly appreciated. And he goes and steps away and attends to the last of the congregation that's still left behind after the sermon, before going over to Irina and Ismark.
Well,
So if
this is
we're-
concerning.
So the altar boy would be the only other person who knows.
Yes, that is what he said.
I don't believe he would give up that information willingly. There might be other forces at play here.
I probably should have said what the child's name is, so I'll just retroact that. Yeska.
Yeska?
Yes,
Yeska.
cuz.
And in case you needed to know, the furrowed-browed, like, groundskeeper is Milovaj.
Okay.
So, what did you all want to do?
Well, perhaps we should try to speak to the altar boy.
Surely.
Yeah.
So you see that the altar boy is there. He's diligently, like, cleaning up everything for post-sermon stuff. And he's still busy for a bit, but you could probably get his attention in a little bit. And in fact, he sees you all kind of just standing to the side looking at him, and he's a little frightened because obviously all these big adults are looking at him, so he's worried that someone's like he's doing a bad job. But
And I would like look around at our party and be like, perhaps, Ember, you would be the least intimidating of us. Try and talk to the child.
I'll see what I can do. Okay. Excuse me. Yeska.
Oh.
I would like to speak with you, if that's okay.
well, hello. How can I help you? I'm just finishing up cleaning here, and I think Father Petrovich will be back soon. Did you need something from him?
Oh no, this matter concerns you, and it's of great importance. Would it be okay if we speak privately?
Oh, sure. And he kind of just looks around, and there's a little there's like a little prayer hall where it's pretty empty at the moment. So he goes ahead and goes in there and sees that there's one person still praying. He's like, sir, could you finish your prayer? I need to discuss business real quick with this sister. And the gentleman's like a little taken aback, but he's not going to go and argue with any kid from the cloth. So he just goes ahead and is like, all right. And he steps out, goes into one of the other prayer halls, and he's like, now, what can I help you with?
Okay. So I would take a seat with the child, and I would turn to him, and so, as you can see, I am a sister of the faith. My name is Ember, and I received that name while protecting my monastery.
Oh.
And it's come to my attention that something of great importance has been lost for this monastery, something that serves as protection. And I need you to know that I'm here to help, but you need to be honest with me.
And he kind of like shuffles back a bit, and you can he does the same thing like any other kid that's a bit guilty. He just kind of shifts his eyes around while he's talking. He's like, well, I don't know really too much about it. I'll see what I can do to help. What do you need?
Now, Yuska,
Mm-hmm.
I have been informed that you are the one person that would know where this item is.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Well, I guess so, if that's what Father Petrovich said.
Yes. Now, has anyone been asking you about this besides the father and besides myself? And you don't need to worry. You're not in trouble, but this is very, very important.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Oh no, my Christmas! Oh, dude.
You got it.
You can do it at advantage.
Oh God. What is it?
14.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's kind of like shifty-eyed a bit, and he's unsure whether to fully trust you, but you seem nice, so he kind of looks around, and then he goes over to your ear and whispers, um, well, I told Milovaj about it, but I didn't tell anyone else, I swear.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for being honest. What did he ask about, and what did you tell him?
Well, he was just curious about what was protecting the church, and I remember hearing in passing from Father Petrovich that there was a set of bones that keep the church safe. That's all I was really told. And other than that, it was down below the church. But I didn't know exactly where it went, so there was no way I could have told him. Just that they exist.
And did he ask you anything else?
He he told me to not tell anyone about what I told him. And then he kind of cries a little bit. Now he's gonna beat up my brother.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
No. It's okay. We're very strong adventurers, and we will take care of the situation. Okay?
Okay.
You just do what you need to do, and we will take care of this.
Okay.
Now,
Thank-
where is your brother, and where does he normally stay?
Well, he's a couple. He's at the orphanage, actually. It was just me and him when our parents died. So, he's over at the orphanage right now. He's even younger than me. The orphanage is probably about 2 or 3 houses down.
Okay, what's his name, and what does he look like?
Um, his name is Veska.
Okay. We'll see to it that he is looked after. Thank you so much for being honest with me, and you can get right back to your work. And I would give him a treat.
Like, well, and he kind of just like looks at his like, whoa. We never get these around here. Thank you. And he goes and runs over and gives you a, like, he's small, so he just goes and wraps his arms around your leg, and then he waves at you and then heads over back to his duties.
It's so cute. All right. I would go back to the group, and I would inform them of the groundskeeper and the boy, and highly suggest that we make sure that the boy is okay before we proceed with this.
All right, so what are we doing now? Are we getting the antagonistic squad?
Yeah, I think we're gonna kick his butt because he threatened a child. That's what I think.
Mm.
I think we're about to heck this guy up.
I like that idea. I mean, that wasn't totally what a barbarian would say, but yeah.
Yep. Go confront Milovaj.
He's a
All right.
groundkeeper outside, right?
Yeah, he's outside, and you can see him, like, talking under his breath, and he's just, like, sulking about something or other, and you can hear it's like, all is well, my butt. This mayor doesn't know how to do anything around here. And he's just working and working, then he notices you guys approaching, like, what do you want?
Crier, can I kind of get a sense of how we're going at this from the squad? Like, are we being blunt with this man, or are we? What are we
Yeah.
doing? We're going blunt.
Yeah, intimidating.
I
I
am
was
quite
good cop.
literally.
Now you guys are bad cop.
I'm quite literally going to invade his space by like walking, almost like pushing him over with my own body, and then kind of like to enforce my will upon him. All right. We have a bit of talking to do to you, and you're going to answer.
And he kind of steps back as you get in his face, and he's has a shovel because he's a groundkeeper. He's like wielding it like he would a club. He's like, "What do you want from me?"
Pulls out quarterstaff.
And he kind of just looks at you, and I'm sorry. Go ahead. I think you were gonna say something, right, Shadow?
Yeah. Where is the relic? Or where is it? Or who did you tell about it?
He looks at you, and he's like, "Who told you that?"
That doesn't matter. Where is it?
Go and roll me an intimidation, since Ma is helping, you can get it with advantage.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
20.
20. Yeah, okay. He steps back, and he takes the shovel and like drops to the ground, and he like shrinks back like, "Look, I don't want any trouble here."
Well, then if you don't want trouble, just be forthcoming about who you told or where it is.
Well, let me take a moment to explain things at least. So, this whole nonsense with the mayor making festivals every 10 day really put a damper on the city's coffers overall. Hardly anyone has the money to pay for stuff. And I was offered a deal to liberate those bones for a certain someone for money. I needed it to pay for my younger brother. He's sick, you see, and we needed the money for medicine and food. This town isn't going to give it to us. So I took it the moment I could.
Do you know who
Okay,
is
well,
now in possession?
yeah. We can understand your plight. We just want to know who now is in possession of the bones of St. Andrel.
His name, he's got a weird name. I believe it was Henrik von der Wurt, the local coffin maker.
Very interesting.
Look, I know I'm certain the kid told you some things. Wasn't actually gonna do it, but I needed this money.
How much money did you need?
And he looks at you, and it's like 5 gold pieces.
Here's 20.
And he looks at you, and is like, "What?"
Look after your younger brother or whoever you need to. You said they're sick. I can also offer my services. I can cure disease.
I don't
the
think it's
money.
anything that serious, but thank you. And
Ma
he
is
he
You
seems
were-
a little
were-
bit too proud to like say too much about it, but he's thankful nonetheless. You can tell. In the first time since you got there, you can see a crack of a smile on his face.
You did a good thing in being forthcoming with what has transpired. And now, we must go talk to the coffin maker.
And that's where we'll end for tonight. I think that is a good spot to stop. And puts us right at 10 o'clock, so perfect.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
I was honestly expecting you guys to have one combat encounter throughout that entire road trip, but apparently not.
We were lucky.
We
This
were
is the
good little
dice.
boys and girls.
That's right. There may have been one encounter that you might have had, but you guys had specific weaponry they were not wanting to tangle with.
Was it the mutton chops dude?
Maybe.
Well, you described him as very hairy, and
Yep.
then like he was like looking at our stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, I think I know what's going on here.
Yeah. But yeah, good job, everyone. Session 8. You guys have actually made a fair bit of progress. Like, you're in the midst of the St. Andrew's Bones quest line. You've already found out most of the quest objectives. A couple of things you can still find out. Oh, okay. Someone's got a question. If session is over, can I be able to ask players their opinion on how they feel about the Dampier race?
Oh, that's the half vampire.
Yes, they're half vampires. And welcome in,
Calm
Senbat.
the fuck out. I could have been a half vampire.
Well, we know the opinions of some people already.
I could have been a half vampire goose.
You could have, and then you would have had
You
that
didn't
picture
tell- you
with the
didn't tell me
jagged
that.
toothed goose.
So much goose potential.
I think, at least in terms of other campaigns that are not specifically Curse of Strahd, but are horror campaigns or other Ravenloft set campaigns, that it could be a very flavorful and like way to like tie your character in to something like that, like that kind of campaign. But where you have Curse of Strahd specifically, I know if I was running it, I would give a hard no on it.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say the same too, because of the fact that there's just so many factions that are vehemently against vampires. You would be unable to do anything. Like, that party member would just be completely ostracized to whatever town. Like, they'd be just out in the camping. That's it. They're doing nothing else but outside camping. I just cut you off, sir? Aw, nuts.
No.
Essentially, yeah, he was saying that, like, Dampier would be really cool for certain other, like, horror-based or Ravenloft-esque campaigns, just because it would work really well to, like, have that kind of setting. But in this one, it's kind of hard to fit it into because of the fact that almost everyone would be against you in every single way. It's, even though you're not a full vampire, the fact that you're even closely associated with the idea of Strahd, people are terrified of you and would be pitchforks and fire everywhere. So, yeah, it'd be pretty much impossible for the character to live in that. So much garlic, too. You can't forget that. Yeah. Probably the better, more concise way of putting it. But yeah, that's essentially what he was saying. But yeah, I mean, rest of these, for the most part, aside from Shadow Mage, and I think it's Barrymore and Mayor Emmy who've had a little bit of experience, most of these are newer players, so they don't even know about the Dampier race, as Goose has already mentioned.
Well, yeah, I personally didn't know about them as a race. However, I do know in like theming and stuff, like just like what Shadow said, like in this definitely wouldn't really fly. But like I kind of like in storylines or something that's kind of like oh, they might be associated with like the evil side or whatever, but having that kind of like, changing or not, what is it, your expectations, you're like what's it called, subverting your expectations or something, kind of like as a race that kind of like goes against something, or like the expectations of that is pretty cool, and makes for a lot of good theming or storyline, or like character progression too. So yeah, Curse of Strahd doesn't really make sense, but everything else, it'd be kind of cool to have like we have a kick-ass half vampire, and maybe get judged or whatever against that, but then later on, it's really a way to kind of show like I don't know, heroism or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, prove
you can
them
approach it
wrong.
a lot of different
Yeah,
things.
exactly. Like that proof of
You
them
could even
wrong.
embrace the evil side if you wanted to. There's lots
Could
of
do that.
options. But yeah, I mean, if you were trying to, did I misspeak? Is that why you had to go and say that there, dear? Okay, thank you.
In breast.
Yeah, in breast. Apparently, I said that at one point. But yeah, in terms of the Ravnica campaign, I have no idea. I've never run or played that campaign myself, so I wouldn't be the best judge for that. And I don't even know if Shadow's running. He's the most experienced player by far in here, but I wouldn't be the best person to talk about for that.
Paladin Ranger, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Especially with that whole undead aspect of it with Paladin, that'd be cool. Kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
flip.
Definitely gives some interesting vibes for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get closed out here. Thank you for the question there, Senbad, and thank you for everyone else that's been here and viewing us tonight. I'm gonna go and quickly do outros here with everyone. So yeah, guess I'll start with me since I'm already here. Hi guys, I'm Tilted Gaming. I am the DM of this campaign. This was the 8th session, which I hope everyone's been enjoying. I've been having a great time with it. I'm a bit sweaty from the amount of concentration and page flipping I'm doing here, but we're good. We're having a good time. In terms of where you can find me, obviously you can find me here on this channel. I'm also on Blue Sky. And I will be streaming starting next week again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just finished Baldur's Gate 3, so now I can move on to some other stuff. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. But yeah, that's basically it for my side of things. Let's go and move on to the person just to my left on the screen. Shadow Mage, please go ahead and if you had anything you want to promote about yourself or anything, thoughts about the session, feel free.
Let's see here. I am looking forward to hopefully having a further chat with Rictavio.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I had fun.
Okay, awesome. Hey, that's what's important.
Yeah, I mean, maybe hopefully next weekend I'll do some streaming on my channel, finishing up the cabinets of Dr. Arcana, and then maybe getting back into Baldur's Gate 3, or maybe starting something else new, perhaps. So yeah, that's about it for me though. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much there for that, Shadowed. We'll now move on to the next person down the line. Mixandrius, please go ahead and promote anything you'd like about your channel, and or if you had anything, thoughts on the session, things you would have liked to see changed or improved upon, feel free.
Oh no, I think it was pretty good. I enjoyed myself. I honked at people. It's all a day's work, I had a good
All
time.
the day's work.
Yeah. And as for me, I stream Monday to Thursday. And this is
Yeah.
fun stuff.
All right. Thank you very much there, Mixandrius. We'll now move on to Mayor Emmy. Please go ahead, and if you have anything you'd like to promote or things that you want to talk about in terms of the session tonight, go for it.
Yeah, so I am Mayor Emmy. I'm the mayor of Emmyville, although I'm finding it hard to not run for mayor of this town. But I'm keeping to my character. I'm keeping to my monk, and I was very pleased with the session. There was a lot of role playing. There's lots of like paths to go down that I'm still very curious about, and I'm pleased with how I created my characters so that I could be of like I don't know. I felt like my character fit in with the setting very well.
All right.
Oh, raid!
And we got raided right now, huh? We're just about to close up, but holy crap, thank you very much. Let me go ahead, and I was messing with my settings real quick, so let me appreciate the raid properly here. Thank you to D&D with D. Welcome in Greyhaven Raven, adapting to Twitch. Shadow Mage, were you part of... Shadow, were you gonna go and have us raid out to them? I could see that. We were just there. No. Raiding during our outro, boys. I feel so bad, but thank you very much. Did you guys were doing some D&D too, right? You were doing Curse of Strahd. I think you're pretty much at the same place we are, or very close. They took a slightly different path. You guys went in further into the town and started exploring there. I think they started in the Vistani encampment to the southwest.
I think they're a little further because they're at episode 11, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate timing. Oh, darn it. We intimidated a teenager at the church. Yep, they sure did.
Oh
I
no.
was very kind to the boy though. I was very good to the boy. I gave him a treat.
Yes, you
You
did.
were, yeah.
They also got to enjoy Rice Shower's company, their draft horse that they went ahead and purchased. They've been having a good time with
Rice
that.
shower.
Yep, yep. And you had your second dinner? Oh, boy! That must have been so fun. But yeah, there was still... I think Emmy just finished doing her outro, so let me give everyone else the opportunity to do their outros before we close out. And once again, thank you for the raid, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm just so sorry that we're going to be closing out shortly. But yeah, let's move on to our second to last member. It's Barrymore. Please go ahead and promote yourself. Anything in particular that you want to go ahead and bring up that you're doing soon. And of course, any particular thoughts you had on tonight's session.
Hey everyone, it's Barrymore. I'm a porpoise on YouTube. Or sorry, I'm on YouTube too, but on Twitch here. I'm playing as Ma, the Tabaxi Barbarian. I stream Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I'm going to be switching on over to my new hours coming next week, so be a little bit of switch up in that. As far as tonight was awesome. And I usually am like, yeah, give me that battle. And we didn't get any battle time, but it was a lot of really fun kind of interactions and letting people like really kind of like shine. Obviously, I didn't get to see, or we were too much on with Goose and Celeste, but I got to do some stuff, and I hope I didn't like step on anyone's feet while I was doing some role playing. Definitely was enjoying Ember, kind of taking that gentle side with the kid, kind of getting some information. Also, I gotta say one thing definitely that Ma, it was kind of at the end of the session, but Jir's like charity and that kind of like do well for this person who's also down and kind of I mean I was being heckin' aggressive with the guy. That kind of charity and that kind of like willingness to do good, especially for people who are down out, that definitely would like win like emotional points with Ma. So Ma's very happy with Jira right now. And yeah, just a great overall time, and thank you so much for putting all this together for us.
Of course, of course. I look forward to the next few sessions as well. There's a lot of branching paths at this point. The thing is, like the first 7 sessions, it was very much railroaded, and that's the unfortunate part with Strahd, is that there's a lot of that going on. But this whole area allows you guys to kind of just go off and go to several places. Like there's already been several locations that you guys could theoretically go outside of this town already, and you guys even haven't discovered everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure. All right, well, thank you very much, Barrymore. Let's go to our last member here, Smokey Ruby. I know you don't really do streaming and such, but if there's anything you'd like to promote or had thoughts about the session, feel free. This is your time to speak and do what you like.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't stream, but every once in a while I'll be on Barry's channel. I really enjoyed the session. Also, I think there was a lot of like a background storytelling with this one, and it was just really nice to like experience all of that. So, and also yes, Ember and Hanajir are also in good graces with Celeste also. So, yeah.
Yeah, I do apologize. I probably should have tried to get you guys a little bit more directly involved. I don't want to kind of like force people to talk, but I also want to make sure you guys are part of the conversation too, so you don't feel left out. And I didn't do a good job with that, so I apologize for that for the two of you. I'll try to get better at it as we continue to play this out, but I hope that you enjoyed it regardless. Thank you for the follow adapting to Twitch. And yeah, thank you guys. We're gonna go and head out. Let's go and see about doing a raid to... Well, it would be nice if there was someone else playing Curse of Strahd, but I guess that ain't happening now, is it? Because I think me and you, or our group and your guys' group were the only ones that were doing it at the time. So let me quickly look up on Twitch what we got to work with here. And for posterity's sake, we'll go and look up Curse of Strahd too while we're at it. And for those that haven't raided with me before, this is the raid message. It's very simple. If you are sub to me, feel free to use the tilted raider emotes. Otherwise, we've got so many people here. All the people that came in through the raid just now, I know a majority of them do streaming, so feel free to use your emotes for that. All the people that are here with me on the screen, feel free to use their emotes as well. I'm very flexible on it. I just want everyone to have a good old time. And there actually is what it looks like to be two separate groups that are doing Curse of Strahd. Huh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Let's go ahead. To avoid spoilers, there's one that's on episode 30, so probably shouldn't do that one. Probably shouldn't do that one. Let me check to see how far along this other part. Oh, never mind. They're ending their stream. Son of a gun.
Oh no.
That's a real shame. So I guess we just go to one of the people that I regularly raid then in that case. Because I don't have any other Curse of Strahd. And I don't want to... Because I know that a lot of the players between both campaigns are still in the infancy of the campaign itself. So I don't want to get spoilers out, and you'll feel like you gotta raid and run. I want you guys to enjoy whoever you're going to and don't feel like you have to rush out the door. But if you can't have to, go for it. It's completely understandable. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'll raid out to Darkside Rob here. He's playing some Guild Wars 2. We're just gonna chill there for a bit. Thank you all once again for joining us tonight. I hope we'll catch you all next time we stream this, which will be 2 weeks from here, basically. It'll be 2 weeks from now, but it'll be on Saturday as opposed to Sunday. All right. So thank you all. Hope you all have a good night. And until next time, peace out, guys.